Hello and welcome, it's Captain Cairo here. Today we have a full leg day training, since it has been requested a lot of times and we just passed the 500 subscriber mark. I was like, why not? This is what the people want, so give the people what they want, and we're gonna be starting out with lunges. Now, I always pick lunges as one of my favorite exercises for leg training because they activate the full legs and you can use them at a warm-up exercise, which is what we're doing right now. So you're gonna have warm-ups in this video, you're gonna have the main lifts in this video, and you're gonna have cool downs. Now, if you're one of those lazy people who don't want to watch the whole video and don't want to see the exercises being done, or you know already how the exercises work, then you can skip to the end of the video where I made a list of all the exercises. You can just copy and paste. Alright, so let's get into it with exercise number 1, which is the conventional lunge. Now, if you have noticed here, I put something in front of me like a stepper, so I have a little bit of increased range of motion, since the normal lunges have a really low range of motion and I want to have the most from it. So basically what you do is you step forward with your feet on the stepper and you touch your knees to the ground. Don't slam them to the ground, please. I've seen that before. People are gonna hurt themselves. Just step in the front and bring your knee to the ground slightly and come back up again. Don't forget to change legs, and we're gonna move on to the second exercise, which surprisingly is lunges. You guessed it, but this time we're gonna grab a kettlebell in one of our arms. So why do we do it with just one of our arms? Because it's gonna increase our concentration on balance. It's gonna make it harder to balance, and since that is the case, we're gonna have more activation in our obliques and in our abs, and we're gonna have to concentrate a little bit more on our legs too. So this is why we take one side. Of course, don't forget to do like 8 for instance on one side and 8 on the other side, and then you can move on to the next exercise, which is gonna be, and you're not gonna be surprised here, I'm pretty sure, because it's gonna be lunges. You guessed it. Yes, we have lunges this time with kettlebells on both sides. Now this is gonna make it harder from the weight standpoint, but it's gonna make it easier from the balance standpoint, which is pretty logical. Now, as you can see here, I always use low weights, not only because we're warming up, but because I'm showing you the exercises. I'm not gonna grab the heaviest weights and start showing you how to do exercises, because for one, I'm pretty weak, so this is not gonna help me a lot, and for two, this is not about an ego thing. It's more about showing you what exercises to do and how to do them. While you're here, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a lot. Watch my other videos. You're gonna find many on whatever topic you are interested in, and we're gonna be moving on to the next exercise right now, which is the last variation of lunges. Yeah, baby. And all we're gonna be doing is barbell lunges. Now pack the barbell on your back and do the same thing. Now here I have not increased my range of motion because barbell lunges for me myself are a little bit harder, but it's the same. Just bring your knee closer to the ground and don't ram it in there like you're hurting someone. Alright, so basically that is the last warm-up exercise under quotations, and we do just one set for all of those, because now all of them together make 4 sets. So we have 4 different type of lunges, 4 warm-up exercises, and after we've done that, we're going to be moving to our main lifts, which is going to be the squats. So we have finished our warm-up right now. It took us a couple of minutes. We had our rest periods in between, and then we moved to the main lift, which is going to be the squat. For me now, it's going to be the conventional squat, as you can see here, but for you, you can do different variations of squats. I have done a video on different variations of squats you can check out, and you just take the favorite variation of squats you like and do it. Now here for the squat, again, there's a couple of things you have to make sure that you do, which is range of motion. For once, you want to go lower than parallel, which means that your hip hinges are lower than your knee hinges, as you can see here. Now you want to keep your lower back tight, because once you start hitching in there, you're gonna have a problem with your back, especially when you're using much more weight. If you want to check it out with more weight, you can look at my other videos where I squat 120, 130 kilograms for my 1 rep max. And we're gonna be moving on to the next exercise right now, which is one of my favorite exercises, the box jump. Now many people don't do the box jump actually, which I don't understand, because it's explosive strength, and explosive strength means you're going to be building a lot of big muscle. If you watch like jumpers and you watch people who do sprinting and stuff like that, you're gonna notice that they have immense legs, and this is because they do explosive strength training, which is what we're gonna be doing here. You're gonna grab yourself a box, and don't be a hero, just start out low. I've been doing box jumps for years. This is why I go a little bit higher, and it's still not that high. That's 1 meter 20 as far as I know, so that's pretty much manageable. Just jump up with both legs, land with both legs, straighten up on top as if you're doing a squat, and be careful when you come down from there because we don't want you hurting yourself. And next up, moving on to straight leg deadlifts. Now this is for your hamstrings, for your glutes, and for your gastrocnemius and soleus. Basically, you're going to be building a nice booty with that, and you're going to be building strong hamstrings, which later are going to be helping you, for instance, with doing heavy deadlifts, with doing heavy squats, with doing anything that's heavy that includes your legs. Your hamstrings are one of the main muscle masses that you have in your body anyway. As you can see here, great booty. I've been showing you from both sides for a reason, so you can see that, one, I'm using my hamstrings and my ass to straighten out my whole body, and that you can see that they're keeping straight all the time, especially my back. Also, once you see your back rounding, that is too much range of motion. You're gonna stop and do something different. And we're gonna be moving on to the next exercise, which is sumo deadlifts with the kettlebell. Now I have a really wide stance here, and I'm opening my feet to the side so I can push my knees outwards, which is gonna make my body upright, and with my body upright, most of the energy has to come from my legs, which means it's a leg exercise, and leg exercises have to come from your legs. Duh. So basically, keep your upper body straight, keep your legs outwards, and see that those quads really tighten up once you're up there all the way. Now we're gonna move to the last cool down exercise, and this one is very surprisingly lunges. But what we changed here is the range of motion. So before that we had full range of motion, we had slightly increased range of motion. Here we have really much increased range of motion, and that has many benefits. For one, you get a little stretch in those hip flexors. For two, the bigger the range of motion, the more muscle you build. Of course, this is why we try to increase range of motion with all of our exercises, and with this one it's pretty easy because we're not using any weights, which means that we can actually try to get into a deeper stance with the lunges and see that we increase our range of motion. Now be sure not to hurt yourself with this one and start out slow, as I always tell you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now again, if you scroll a little bit forward, you're gonna see the whole list of exercises. You can basically just copy paste. I even wrote down how many sets you do from what. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you, and thank you for the 500 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. There you have the whole list of exercises. Just copy and paste it. Try the training out. If it's too hard for you, slow it down. If it's too easy, do more. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.